And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Atlee High School, the national anthem just completing, and it is time for the RVA Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Number 1, number 2, the rematch. Number 2, Lee Davis. Two teams that have a storied history in softball, and more chapters are being written here in 2017. Atlee coming in number 1 in our latest top 10 poll, have been there all year long. Their lone loss to War Hill in a 1-0 9-inning classic last week here at Raider Nation. For Lee Davis, their lone loss in an 8-1 season so far was a loss they suffered at home to Atlee back on Monday night, April the 3rd, a game originally set to play the Friday before, but was postponed due to weather. St. George in the circle for number 1 Atlee. Kaylee Scott will do the honors for number 2 Lee Davis, as the calendar is getting ready to turn over to the month of May. And softball fans know that when the calendar gets to the month of May, things begin to get serious. And if these two teams are to meet a third time in 2017, it would have to happen the way it did last year at the 5A state tournament in Fairfax, June 9th or June 10th, depending upon whether A, if the teams make it, and B, if they do, if they're on the same side of the bracket or not. 5A North Conference 16 come playoff time, as you know, with Patrick Henry for the final season as the conferences go away after this year. Will start their road to try to get back to Fairfax for the second year in a row in Conference 11 in 5A South. Fans, thanks so much for being with us live at our YouTube channel. Embeddable players are available right now at the top of both RVASportsNetwork.com and HanoverCountySports.net. You just click on the player and you're listening to the game of the week. And, of course, also links to our broadcast on Twitter at both Hanover Sports and the RVA Sports Net. Settle in. Happy Friday. It's a beautiful evening, a hair warm, plenty of sunshine just off of right field. And the first pitch from St. George is fouled out of play for strike 1. Off hitter Heather Childress. St. George is ready, and here comes the 0-1 offering. Low in the dirt and back to the fence just in front of us. And we're even at 1 ball and 1 strike. St. George ready, the 1-1 foul back behind us, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Heather Childress, the leadoff hitter, just underway here at Atlee. Ella Alvis, Sydney Guest scheduled first, and we'll get you lined up with the Atlee defense in just a moment. Ox, she's ready. St. George is ready. And here comes the 1-2 offering. Side corner, we're even at 2-2. Head coach Jackie Davis for Lee Davis in her 17th season at the helm, won the state title in 2011, made the state semis a year ago. The 2-2, change up, just fouled over the screen behind the Lee Davis fans on the third base side. And we'll try it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's hard to hit off of Peyton St. George, but one thing you want to try to do if you want to be successful, you've got to get as deep into the pitch count as possible, foul off a few, and make her work that arm as much as possible. The more efficient she pitches, the more dangerous she is. 2-2 again, fouled again and out of play, and Childress with a good opening at bat, staying alive at 2-2. Alvis on deck. Lineup a little different offensively for Lee Davis as opposed to their first meeting with Atlee, the loss back on the 3rd of April, their lone of the season. 2-2 again, driven over the head of Casey Barrett into left center field for an leadoff base hit. Fantastic first at-bat by Heather Childress. Got behind 1-2, stretched it to 2-2, fouled a couple off, and then gets a pitch she likes and lines it over Casey Barrett's outstretched right arm and into left center field. So the leadoff single for Childress here in the top of the first inning will bring up Alvis, the second baseman. Lee Davis, you'll recall, last time they were on this field, early in the 2016 season, and they won that one in extra innings in a classic. Alvis squares to bunt and fouls it back to the screen for strike one. The Lee Davis-Atlee baseball game was moved up 24 hours. They played last night. Lee Davis, the winner, 5-3. So we've got the complex, or at least on this side of Raider Nation, all to ourselves tonight. Softball, the main event, over here. Squares to bunt again, that time low, pulls away. The count even at 1-1. And it's not the only softball game of interest going on tonight revolving Hanover County. Patrick Henry and Hanover underway, and PH up early. And Randolph-Macon getting set to start round 2 in the ODAC tournament in Salem after a win this afternoon. Alvis lets St. George miss high and outside, and the count goes to 2-1 strike. In fact, an update from our buddies at Patriot Talk Live just in. A big hit for Grayson Ratcliffe. No surprise there. And number 3, Patrick Henry leading Hanover now 8-0 about midway through. Pitch down the right field line. Right fielder over to get it at the line. And making the catch for the first out of the inning is Aaron O'Flaherty. So Alvis decides to swing away, getting the green light from Coach Davis. Position for the catch right on the line in right field. One away here in the top of the first. Childress at first. Sidney Guess is on the outside corner for strike one. Guess, the left-handed hitter, future member of Coastal Carolina. She's ready. St. George is ready. Delivers the 0-1. Runner going. Is going to be short and not in time, and Childress will take second. And the count will be even at 0-1 ball and 1-0. Make it 2 strikes. Home plate umpire holds 2 fingers up in the air. So 0-2 on Guess, but now Childress in scoring position at second after the stolen base here with 1 out, top of the first. St. George fires outside, goes behind Bohannon to the backstop, and Childress moves to third. And the Confederates have the first run of the game 60 feet from home plate. Casey Barrett, the shortstop, the senior leader of the team, along with St. George, comes in, talks to her for a moment. Now is set. Peyton delivers the 1-2. Got the outside corner for strike 3, and Guess is retired. That's strikeout number 1 for St. George tonight. We'll be keeping track of those. But with 2 out, here comes perhaps the biggest stick in the Lee Davis lineup, Logan Hawker, the catcher. Up hitter, and for good reason. A threat every time she goes to the plate. First pitch, she'll take it for strike 1. On the inside part of the plate. But now with 2 away, got to get a base hit to keep things going. The 0-1, way high and outside. Bohannon stands up to grab it, and the count's even at 1-1. Tons of action across the area tonight. We'll keep you posted as we can across our Twitter network here at the RVA Sports Network. St. George works now the 1-1. Got the outside corner. Bohannon sets up beautifully there, and it's 1-2 now on Hawker, and she's got to find just anything to hit, try to duplicate what Childress did, foul a few away if need be before you get the one you want. And if she gets one, Childress can come home from third. The 1-2. Popped it up. Is it going to be out of play? Yes, just barely. Excuse me there, fans. Couple of feet on this side of the fence. Good job by Bohannon to get to the fence quickly to try to make a play if possible. Count remains at 1-2 strikes. St. George is ready, delivers. Down the right field line, foul and out of play, and will stay at 1-2. O'Flaherty in right, Warren in center. Sydney Kuster, the flex player, in left tonight. Bernardini at third, Barrett at short, Durbin at second, Rachel Davis at first. 1-2 again, fouled out of play right behind us, and Hawker is staying alive, and the count is at 1-2 still. Have our first softball final of the evening at the high school level. We'll pass along in a moment. Right now, the 1-2 pitch coming one more time from St. George to Hawker. Low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cosby's had a pretty good last couple of days. They scored 9 runs in the 5th yesterday to beat Clover Hill 9-1. Today they were down 7-1 to Matoaca. They come back, win in extras, 11-10 the final. The 2-2. Slap back to St. George. Handles it easily. The throw to first. And the Confederates will strand Childress at third. Middle of 1 here on the game of the week with our score. Lee nothing, number 2, Lee Davis nothing. And we'll take a quick moment to update our fans who are following us on Twitter as to the results here of the top of the first. Glad to be back with you here on the game of the week. Next game of the week broadcast is coming up very quickly. This coming Tuesday night, we are back at James River for the 4th consecutive year. It is baseball action. Cosby, James River together. You're guaranteed 2 things. Number 1, some very good pitching, and number 2, a pretty quick game. We hit the air live just before 6 p.m. Tuesday night, right here on our YouTube channel. Cosby and number 9, James River. That's our baseball game of the week on Tuesday night, this Tuesday, May 2nd. And then 2 weeks from tonight, we're right back where we are sitting right now when number 1 Atlee hosts number 3 Patrick Henry in their rematch. They got that suspended game in on Wednesday with Atlee scoring some late runs to get a 5-1 win. That's May 12th, 2 weeks from tonight, 7 Eastern. We'll be right back here for our game of the week on the 12th of May. We're probably going to add 1 or 2 more broadcasts before the regular season comes to a close. Game of the week broadcast schedule always updated on the right-hand side of all 4 of our websites, including RVASportsNetwork.com and HanoverCountySports.net. Scott, who is looking to head to Randolph-Macon next year. Takes the circle as the starting pitcher for Atlee for the first time on this field. And Scott, of course, will work the top of the order here for Atlee in bottom of inning 1. Warren, Durbin, Barrett. With the speedster Warren leading things off. So congratulations to Cosby Softball, who have a date against these Raiders coming up very soon. First pitch is high to Warren, and the count is 1-0. Atlee's got to turn around and go to number 4, Glenn Allen, Monday night, and we'll be there, weather permitting, for live Twitter coverage. Next pitch, Warren looks to bunt, scooped up by Hawker, but called foul, and the count is even at 1-1. Atlee Glenn Allen softball and baseball scheduled for Monday 6 p.m., but there is some talk of some thunderstorms on Monday night. But if they don't come, we'll have Twitter coverage for you. Outside and low, and the count 2-1 on Warren. Of course, both Hanover Sports and Henrico Sports live from the beautiful new little press boxes at Glen Allen High School. 2-1 now on Warren. The pitch, high swing and a miss, and it's even at 2-2 now. Atlee Lee Davis girls soccer should be well into the second half by now. Boys soccer coming up 7:30 tonight. Atlee led 4-0 midway through the first half. Next pitch, foul down the third baseline past head coach Tom McIntyre. And we'll try it again at 2-2 with Kelly Warren, the leadoff hitter, bottom first. If you're just joining us, Lee Davis gets a leadoff single from Heather Childress, gets to second on a stolen base, to third. Pitch, but is stranded there, and we are scoreless, bottom 1. Scott's 2-2. Misses low, and we go full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Same line of thinking for the Raiders. Make Kaylee throw as many pitches, get as deep into the count as you possibly can. Try to wear her down. Full count, here it comes. Slapper, back to Scott, turns, throws quickly, and gets her, but by a half step. Warren is unbelievably fast on that baseline from home plate to first base, and you cannot waste any energy or motion on a ground ball hit by Kelly Warren. Scott retires her. One away, nobody on. And the second baseman, Jordan Durbin, to the plate. Scott's ready. First delivery is inside for ball one. What a pleasant surprise Jordan was in 2016. Raiders had their entire lineup intact from their 2015 state championship team. There are only two changes, the coaching staff and the second baseman. That's Durbin. Next pitch popped up. It's playable down the first baseline. Foul. Hudson will call off Hawker and make the grab for the second out of the inning. And the junior Jordan Durbin is retired. Two down, nobody on. And here comes the shortstop, Casey Barrett, who along with St. George, especially this year with the graduation of Rain Wilson, now up at James Madison. Barrett St. George, certainly the heart and soul of the 2017 edition of the Atlee Raiders. Scott ready, first pitch, right down the pike for strike one. If Barrett gets on, St. George, the usual number 4 hitter in the lineup, is on deck. 0-1 the count. Barrett steps back into the box, and Scott is ready. The 0-1 pitch. Change misses high, 1-1. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and Barrett, late on that swing, is down now 1-2. Nobody on. Scott takes a moment, now gets to the rubber and is ready. The 1-2. Side misses. It's a good call by the umpire here. Lee Davis fans not too pleased with it. We're even at 2-2. Hitter looking for her wheelhouse. 2-2. Popped her inside and popped it up. Second baseman Alvis says, I've got it, and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for number 1 Atlee. We go to the second in a moment. Our score, number 2 Lee Davis, nothing on the game of the week from the RVA Sports Network.
Don't miss the $1 million markdown event now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland. Sheehy is giving away $1 million in discounts. Sheehy Ford of Ashland, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Mid-Atlantic, with thousands of new Fords available, plus thousands of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Start your search anytime online at SheehyFordAshland.com. Don't miss the $1 million markdown event going on right now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland, Route 1, just south of Ashland, and online at SheehyFordAshland.com. Where do more Richmonders get their high school sports news on Twitter? Who provides up to 75 live high school sports broadcasts all year long? Only the RVA Sports Network. On Twitter at the RVA Sportsnet. Follow local teams on Hanover Sports, Henrico Sports, and Chesterfield Sports. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to hear 9 different sports broadcast live all year long. It's only found on the RVA Sports Network. Online 24/7 at RVASportsNetwork.com.
We welcome you back here to Atlee High School. Rob Witham along with you on the RVA Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Top 2, 0-0 our score. Lee Davis gets a runner as far as third in the top of the first, but can't convert. Raiders go down in order on a ground out, a foul out, and a pop out. So everything stays in the infield. And we get ready for the top of the second. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters in the lineup for the Confederates. Designated player Katie Barefoot will start things off. Lauren Taylor, the shortstop, on deck, and Hudson, the first baseman, in the hole here in the top of inning number 2. Raiders with a brand new fence protector all around it. It's absolutely beautiful. They're debuting that tonight, along with a state championship sign behind us, now covering up that part of the press box. First pitch from St. George will get the outside corner for strike 1 to Barefoot. It was, of course, over here last night for the baseball game. We had it live on Hanover Sports on Twitter and looked at the sign, realized they left some room for some other years. Next pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2, quickly Barefoot down in the count. 2002, 2015, 2016 are down there, but they cover the left-hand side of the bottom of the new sign. high expectations here at Atlee. 0-2 misses outside, and the count is 1-2. Randolph-Macon getting ready now to start game 2. Down at the ODAC tournament, freshman Cameron Thompson's going to take the hill, or in the circle, I should say. 1-2 pitch. Pop back foul just behind us, and Bearford still alive at 1-2. 3-2 this afternoon in a very close opening round game. They're playing Roanoke, who upset Guilford in the 3-6 game. That game just underway in Salem. 1-2 goes for the high heat, swinging, missing, and strikeout number 2 for St. George tonight. One away here in the second inning for the shortstop, Lauren Taylor. This is outside, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Quick update over from Hanover. Super 6 Hanover in our Super 6 poll. Up 2-0 on Patrick Henry's second half. St. George is ready. The 1-0, swing and a miss, and we're even at 1-1. What an absolutely perfect night for softball. Breeze blows occasionally, but not a whole lot. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Got her on the inside heat. 1-2 to Taylor. Sun's a little bit in our eyes here in the press box, but it'll disappear soon. There's a lot worse things that could be happening. Next pitch high, 2-2, the count. Could be 15 degrees hotter, could be 40 degrees cooler, could be raining. So all in all, pretty good night. Taylor ready. St. George delivers the 2-2. Outside, and we go full at 3-2 with E.B. Hudson on deck. 1 out, nobody on, top 2 in a scoreless game. St. George with the 3-2. It's outside, and Taylor will draw a 1-out walk. Taylor with nice patience, because when she's swung at strike 2, it was not a good swing at all, and she really bounced back in that at-bat. And gets the pass down to first, E.B. Hudson. Now, and we'll see if Taylor starts to head to second and test Bohannon's arm. First pitch down the pike for strike 1. Taylor feigns going to second, retreats to first, not Bean. Hudson ready in the box. St. George delivers the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Davis retreated to first. Bohannon thought about a throw and then thought the better of it. No reason to throw an error if you're up 0-2, especially with already having 1 out. Next pitch. They throw it to second. They get it there, but Taylor beats the throw just barely underneath. A beautiful throw from Bohannon. The tag applied, but not in time. And Taylor will steal second. We waited, and the call was a ball on that pitch, and that was a borderline strike 3 right there. So Hudson's still alive at 1-2, with Taylor now at second with 1 out. Here comes the 1-2. Popped her up, foul territory, and it's going to go out of play behind the Lee Davis fan. So we'll stay at 1-2. Bohannon set up outside that time, and Peyton tried to jam Hudson, and she was able to get enough on it to stay alive. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. St. George pulls the string and gets the second out of the inning and her third K of the evening. Out and Taylor at second. It brings up the left fielder, Caroline Grubbs. Swing and a miss, strike 1. if you're Lee Davis, you come here, you don't want to leave a runner stranded in scoring position in each of the first 2 innings. You know that can come back to bite you. 0-1 pitch. Right down the pike. At the knees. 0-2 St. George. Nothing fancy on those first 2 pitches. Just reared back and fired them. Grubbs is down 0-2 with 2 out and Taylor at second. Peyton's ready. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Grubbs is retired. Taylor stranded at second, and St. George with 4 Ks in 2 innings. So we'll go bottom 2 here on the game of the week, and still no score. Highlight at the top of the second, Lauren Taylor walking with 1 out, steals second. Ended. Thanks to 2 Ks from St. George. And we go middle of second here on the game of the week. Again, coming up, we'll be keeping track of Randolph-Macon down to the ODAC tournament. Randolph-Macon baseball with a huge doubleheader tomorrow at Roanoke. Randolph-Macon lacrosse in action on Saturday. The women, it's senior day for them at Day Field. The Richmond Rough Riders are back in action at home, trying to go to 4-0. Their offensive coordinator is Hanover's head coach Derek Stout. Setting some pretty high bars. They've scored 178 points in 2 home games. And we'll see what they do Saturday night at the Coliseum. And, of course, it's race weekend. And we'll be live at RIR all day Sunday on the RVA Sports Net on Twitter. Bottom of the second. First pitch to St. George, misses low for ball 1. St. George, Bohannon, O'Flaherty all due up here in inning number 2. Next pitch, high and away, and the count's 2-0 on St. George. Was over at RIR this afternoon, picking up credentials for the weekend. The 2-0 launched into left field, going back, way back, and gone. It's a solo home run for Peyton St. George, helping her own cause, and the Raiders strike first. It's 1-0 Atlee. There was no doubt about it when that one went off the bat. It was just a matter of how far over the fence it would be. And the Confederates got to be scratching their head a little bit right now. A runner at third stranded in the first, a runner at second stranded in the second, and St. George, the leadoff hitter here, makes them pay. Solo shot makes it 1-0. And Bohannon to the batter's box with nobody out here in the bottom of the second. First pitch misses for ball 1. Scott delivers that one high and away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. And we mentioned a few moments ago, excuse me, that this is Scott's first start here on this field. 2-0 pitch is in there for strike 1 to the letters. 2-1 the count. And she pitched relatively well in the game back on April the 3rd. 2-1 pitch coming over toward the Atlee dugout. We're even at 2-2. At that point in the season, Coach Davis had been doing a platoon effort, and Scott would go the first 4 innings, and then freshman Savannah Henley would come in for the last 3. Here comes the 2-2 misses, and we're going to go full at 3-2. Ostensibly to try to keep teams from seeing Scott a third time. But Henley had control problems in that 5th inning that Monday night 3.5 weeks ago, and Atlee took full advantage and built the lead en route to the win. The 3-2 misses, ball 4. Scott came back in that game and cleaned things up in the 6th and the 7th. But Lee Davis could not mount an offensive comeback. So Bohannon on the walk, and we'll get a courtesy runner for her. That's Rachel Green. And Coach Jackie Davis wants to go out and have a discussion with Scott Hawker and her infield. O'Flaherty to the plate with nobody on. And now one on first, and that would be Green, the courtesy runner for Bohannon, who walked after the home run to left from Peyton St. George makes it 1-0. Coach Davis completes her discussion with Scott. Again, we mentioned Scott looking to go to Randolph-Macon next season. I'm sure Candace Whitmore over at Randolph-Macon would appreciate the assistance. Cameron Thompson, the freshman there, the number 2 starter, has had a pretty good season, but has struggled at times. She'll get better as her career goes on. Whitmore's been something special since she walked onto the field there in Ashland. First pitch, outside corner for strike 1. Candace, after a great career at Patrick Henry, the street and keeps it going for the Yellow Jackets, and they're now underway. In Salem, a bunt. O'Flaherty down the first baseline. Hudson gets it, throws it to Alvis covering, and the sacrifice works very nicely. O'Flaherty moves Green over to second with 1 down, and that will bring up the first baseman, Rachel Davis. One out here, bottom 2, and the Raiders enjoy the early 1-0 lead on the St. George home run of about 5 minutes ago. Is ready, the first pitch. Down the right field line and foul, hits the top of the fence. And it's 0-1. So we've got lots of people lining both sides of the fence down the left and right field lines tonight. Good crowd here, and rightfully so for number 1 and number 2. The 0-1. Beautiful changeup. In there for strike 2. Davis just watched it come through. Next pitch, got her. On the outside corner, and a strikeout for Kaylee Scott, and a big one at that. Her first of the evening. 2 out. The runner still at second. It brings up the designated player, April Hooper, and now get the ball in play and get on base to keep the inning going and try to get Green around from second. First pitch outside, ball 1. Bernardini, the third baseman, on deck, the number 9 hitter in the order. Holds off on that one, and it takes the outside corner for strike 1. Scott evens the count at 1-1 on April Hooper. Scott's ready. The 1-1. Hit toward third, and it is a foul ball. Wagner goes back, couldn't make the play, but the ball lands in foul territory, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Straighten that out 2 feet, and it's a blooper into left for a base hit. Probably could have made it home. Scott ready, the 1-2. High. And we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes as Green retreats back to second. Bernardini on deck. 1-0. Number 1 Atlee. The 2-2. Holds on her swing, and it's outside, and we go full at 3-2. Nice decision there by Hooper. So let's go full, shall we? With 2 out, Green will be taking off from second base. The payoff pitch. Line towards shortstop, and Taylor makes a very nice play, running over toward the third base, and is able to grab it in the air for the 3rd out of the inning. We've played 2 tonight here at Atlee High School. Number 1 Atlee won on the strength of Peyton St. George's solo homer. It's 1-0 Raiders. Back in a moment here live on the RVA Sports Network Game of the Week.
Don't miss the $1 million markdown event now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland. Sheehy is giving away $1 million in discounts. Sheehy Ford of Ashland, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Mid-Atlantic, with thousands of new Fords available, plus thousands of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Start your search anytime online at SheehyFordAshland.com. Don't miss the $1 million markdown event going on right now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland, Route 1. Just south of Ashland, and online at SheehyFordAshland.com. Where do more Richmonders get their high school sports news on Twitter? Who provides up to 75 live high school sports broadcasts all year long? Only the RVA Sports Network. On Twitter at the RVA Sportsnet. Follow local teams on Hanover Sports, Henrico Sports, and Chesterfield Sports. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to hear 9 different sports broadcast live all year long. It's only found on the RVA Sports Network. Online 24/7 at RVASportsNetwork.com.
It's time for third inning action here live on the game of the week on the RVA Sports Network. Top 3, St. George. First pitch is in for strike 1 to the number 9 hitter in the Lee Davis lineup. That's Haley Wagner, the third baseman. Wagner, and then the top of the order, Childress, who singled to start the game, and Ella Alvis due up here in inning number 3. Next pitch misses outside, and we're even at 1 ball and 1 strike on a beautiful Friday night. The sun just getting ready to say goodnight to our right. And the lights will be on soon. Next pitch, swing and a miss. And the count now 1-2 on Wagner. Lee Davis with 1 hit so far tonight. Atlee with 1 hit so far tonight, and that's the difference. The Lee Davis hit a single. The Atlee hit the monster home run to left by St. George, who delivers the 1-2 and hits the corner for strike 3. 5th strikeout of the night. So St. George strikes out 5 of the 9 Lee Davis batters the first time they face her. And now we go top of the order to Heather Childress. With 1 out and nobody on, she has the lone hit of the night. That leadoff single, top 1. First pitch showing bunt. And Davis was charging, almost was able to make a running grab, but it goes just past her foul. And the count's 0-1. It's a final in softball over at Hanover. Number 3, Patrick Henry, improves to 9-2 with a 12-0 win over 0-1 pitch, misses outside, and we're even at 1-1. So number 3, Patrick Henry, now 9-2 on the season. Only losses so far this year to these 2 teams. The 1-1. Outside corner, make it 1-2. Now Childress was in this position her first time at bat. Was able to foul a few off and then find one she liked and hit it right over Casey Barrett's head into left center field. 1-2 coming. Popper just behind the pitcher. Barrett will go for it, throw it, and retire Childress. Barrett charging behind the circle, fires it to Davis, and just nips Childress for the 2nd out of the inning. So Childress retired, 2 away, nobody on for Ella Alvis. This is one of those rare regular season games when we have 3 umpires on the field tonight, usually 2. First pitch is way outside for ball 1. If Alvis can get aboard, Sydney Guess is on deck. 3 umps you see a lot in postseason play, obviously, but not much during the regular season. When you do, it's usually a good reason, a big game. Next pitch, misses outside. She's trying to nip that corner. Raider Nation thought she did. Umpire says no, and it's 2-0 on Alvis. Next pitch, looper behind second. Durbin going back and will make the catch in shallow right center field for 3. So Lee Davis down in order here. Top 3 will go bottom 3rd with the Raiders on top 1-0. We mentioned Rain Wilson earlier. She is in the dugout tonight with her former Again, next game of the week broadcast is coming up very quickly. It'll be on Tuesday evening. We'll be live in Chesterfield County at James River High School. It'll be Cosby and number 9, James River, in what is always a very entertaining baseball game. 6 o'clock is first pitch. And we'll have it for you here on the Game of the Week, live on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to it, won't you? It's the best thing to do. You won't have to worry about missing a game of the week when you do, because every time we start one, we'll send you a reminder, either email or on your phone. We won't spam you. We won't bother you. So subscribe today at youtube.com/RVA Sports Network. That's youtube.com/RVA Sports Network, and never miss another live game of the week, including right back here 2 weeks from tonight. We'll talk about that again momentarily. 1-0, bottom of the third. Scott ready to work. First pitch misses the outside corner to strike one to the number 9 hitter Bernardini in the order. And then we'll go top of the order with Warren and Durbin. 9-1-2 for the Raiders as well as for the Confederates here in inning number 3. Next pitch misses high. And the count is 2-0. Victoria with a good eye on that particular pitch. It was tempting. That's in there for strike one, and Victoria was taking all the way that time. Count 2-1 on Bernardini. Scott Shreddy, the 2-1. Popped it up. Scott calls it, the third baseman calls it, and the catcher catches it. Little communication issue there, but Hawker gets it in fair territory for the first out of the inning. So 1 out, nobody on, and to the top of the order, and Kelly Warren. Warren ready, Hudson and Wagner playing up here on the lines. First pitch, slapped it, just foul. Kelly hesitated before getting down the line. And the count's 0-1. We mentioned Atlee turns right around Monday and takes on number 4 Glen Allen on the road. The 0-1 pitch, slap to third. Wagner's right there. Takes a while to get out of her glove, but she's able to get it over to Hudson in time to retire Warren for the second out of the inning. Kelly's 0-for-2 tonight. And that'll bring up Jordan Durbin with 2 out and nobody on here in the bottom of the third. Lee Davis next at Verina on Tuesday night. First pitch down the middle for strike one to Durbin. Should she get on, Casey Barrett patiently waits in the circle on deck. The 0-1 in the dirt. We're even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Randolph-Macon has scored first and takes a 1-0 lead on Roanoke. ODAC tournament second round, 2 versus 6 seed down in Salem. Scott's ready, the 1-1. Jammed her down the first base line, but it'll go foul. And Durbin gets new life at 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 the count, 2 out, nobody on. Scott ready to work to Durbin again. Here it comes. High. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Scott ready. And the 2-2. Misses a bit high above the letters, and we go full at 3-2 to Durbin with Barrett on deck. Wagner playing up here on the third base line. Hudson not quite as far up as she was on Warren. The 3-2. Slapper down to shortstop. Taylor's got it. Throw to first is wide and not in time. And an error on Taylor at short will allow Durbin to fly over to second as Guest picks up the ball off the fence in shallow right field in foul territory. Suddenly, Casey Barrett with an RBI opportunity when things looked pedestrian in this bottom of the third. The Raiders now threaten on the throwing error. Durbin at second with 2 out. First pitch lined into center field. Childress comes in and makes a wonderful catch. It looked easy. She just ran up a few steps, took her glove, put it down, and let the ball safely go in, but it was a lot harder than it looked. Barrett almost getting the hit that would have brought Durbin in for the game's second run. Instead, no runs, no hits, 1 Lee Davis error, and 1 runner left in scoring position. And the game of the week goes to the fourth with our score. Number 1, Atlee 1. Number 2, Lee Davis nothing. Back in 60 here live on the RVA Sports Network.
Your home should be a unique reflection of your lifestyle. RCI Builder's customer-oriented building process offers a wide variety of options for customization while remaining affordable. First-time homeowners starting out, retirees interested in age-restricted communities, and even those interested in a one-of-a-kind custom home all trust RCI Builders to make their dream home a reality. Contact RCI to learn how you can save up to $30,000 on move-in ready homes in our most sought-after communities. Call 249-2818.
Where do more Richmonders get their high school sports news on Twitter? Who provides up to 75 live high school sports broadcasts all year long? Only the RVA Sports Network. On Twitter at the RVA Sportsnet. Follow the local teams on Hanover Sports, Henrico Sports, and Chesterfield Sports. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to hear 9 different sports broadcast live all year long. It's only found on the RVA Sports Network. Online 24/7 at RVASportsNetwork.com.
So let's go to the fourth inning now. Atlee ahead at 1-0. Rob Witham along with you. Happy Friday night, everybody. Happy weekend. St. George ready for her fourth inning of work. Sydney Guess into the batter's box. First pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1. St. George had 5 strikeouts through the first round of the Lee Davis order. The 0-1. Foul back, out of play behind us, and it's quickly 0-2 on Guess. Guess, Hawker, and Bareford here in the fourth. 0-2. Misses outside, and it's 1-2. Number Taylor walked last inning, got to second on the stolen base, was stranded there. Barrett with a great play on Childress. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Guess is retired, and it's 6 strikeouts now for St. George with 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the fourth inning. That'll bring up Logan Hawker, who could tie this game with 1 swing of the bat. Never will forget her towering home run over the foul pole at Deep Run early last June in that incredible game between Lee Davis and Prince George. The Confederates won to clinch the bid to the state tournament. It's tied for ball 1. These two have seen each other so many times. St. George doesn't want to serve up anything to Hawker. And all of a sudden, the game be tied on 1 swing. One and 0 is the count. Scoreboard has gone out. The scoreboard is out. Not sure what happened there. Here comes the 1-0. That's in for a strike toward the inside corner, and we're even at 1-1. Deep Run, Douglas Freeman in baseball and softball tonight. Baseball scoreless after 2, thanks to our buddy Doug Hines for all his great updates from both Deep Run and Glen Allen events. The voice of the West End, along with Blake Petticourt over at Mills Godwin. Next pitch into center. Going back is Warren. She's got room, and she'll make the play for out number 2. So Hawker got ahead of 1, but a little too high. And Warren is able to retire Hawker with the second out of the inning. 2 out, nobody on for Bareford, who struck out in her first at bat. Top of the fourth, 1-0, number 1 Atlee. First pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 0-1 on Bareford. Should she get aboard, Taylor is on deck. Sun no longer an issue. It's behind the trees. Next pitch misses high, and it's 1-1 to Bareford. Hanover baseball, number 3 in our poll, a little early lead against Patrick Henry at home tonight. The next pitch, way outside. That'll make the count, I believe, 2-1. Again, scoreboard just went out a couple of moments ago, so we don't have the benefit of that. Blue in our memory. And it is a 2-1 count on Bareford. Pitch. Misses. Bit high, just outside. 3-1 on Bareford. We'll see if she can get aboard like Taylor did via the walk. Taylor's on deck. The pitch. Got the outside corner. We'll go full at 3-2. Full count. St. George toes the rubber. She's ready. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, and Bareford goes down. And you can make it 7 strikeouts for Peyton St. George. So St. George now with 7 on the night, 2 there in the fourth, middle of the fourth, 1-0 Atlee. Back in a moment on the RVA Sports Network Game of the Week. Bottom of the fourth coming up. Neglected to give you the defensive lineup for Lee Davis, and let's do that real quick. Caroline Grubbs in left. Childress is in center. Sydney Guess is in right. Haley Wagner at third. Lauren Taylor at short. Second, E.B. Hudson at first. Hawker behind the plate, and, of course, Scott in the circle. As we go bottom of 4, St. George, who homered her first time up, to bat. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. One nothing, bottom of the fourth. And that was due to the batter up right now. 1-0. 0-1, excuse me. Fouled out of play. And it's 0-2. Scotch ready. The pitch outside. And the count at 1-2. Amanda Bohannon on deck. Scotch ready and delivers. Pulls the string, misses outside. It's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch will get her. Strike 3 called, and Scott with the strikeout. And St. George is retired, looking with now 1 out in the bottom of the fourth, and Amanda Bohannon to the plate. First pitch fouled right back here to the screen. Made our Herald progress photographer, Joel Klein, squirm a little. I don't care how many fences you stand behind. If a ball is fouled in your direction, you're going to react. The 0-1. Changeup missed that time high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Still no score in baseball between Deep Run and Douglas Freeman. That game now going to the 4th inning. Next pitch inside. Did it hit her? No, it did not. That's a ball. The scoreboard has reappeared. Scott is ready. On the outside corner. We'll check for the ump. It says 2-2. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. On Bohannon. Deck, 1 out, nobody on, bottom 4. Next pitch fouled right back to the screen, exactly where she fouled the first pitch. At 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Scott takes a moment, now toes the rubber, smiles, and now she's ready. Here's the pitch. Tapper to first, right to Hudson, turns around 2 steps, hits the bag, and there are 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So 2 out, nobody on for the right fielder, Aaron O'Flaherty. Always enjoy hanging out with her dad, Greg, who's here in the press box dutifully taking care of the scoreboard when it behaves itself for him. First pitch swing and a miss on high heat, and it's 0-1 to Aaron. Rachel Davis awaits should the inning continue here in the bottom of the 4th. The Raiders holding on to the 1-0 lead. 0-1 pitch. Beautiful change. Right over the plate. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Tapper right back to first. That one goes off the heel of Hudson's glove. It was hit a little bit harder than the last one. Hudson couldn't handle that one, and O'Flaherty is aboard with 2 out. Wondering what the brain trust here is saying here at the press box, whether that'll be charged as a hit or an error. And on the board, it says E. And so the error will be charged to Hudson, and O'Flaherty will be aboard with 2 out at first base. And here's Davis, the first baseman. Rachel ready, the first pitch. Down the first base line, fair territory. Hudson handles that without a problem. Turns around, hits the bag, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, 1 Lee Davis error, 1 left on. We go to the 5th. Number 1 Atlee 1, number 2 Lee Davis nothing. Live and exclusively on the RVA Sports Network High School Game of the Week. We're back in 60 seconds.
Your home should be a unique reflection of your lifestyle. RCI Builder's customer-oriented building process offers a wide variety of options for customization while remaining affordable. First-time homeowners starting out, retirees interested in age-restricted communities, and even those interested in a one-of-a-kind custom home all trust RCI Builders to make their dream home a reality. Contact RCI to learn how you can save up to $30,000 on move-in ready homes in our most sought-after communities. Call 249-2818.
Where do more Richmonders get their high school sports news on Twitter? Who provides up to 75 live high school sports broadcasts all year long? Only the RVA Sports Network. On Twitter at the RVA Sportsnet. Follow local teams on Hanover Sports, Henrico Sports, and Chesterfield Sports. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to hear 9 different sports broadcast live all year long. It's only found on the RVA Sports Network. Online 24/7 at rvasportsnetwork.com.
Shall we? It'll be Lauren Taylor to get things going. For the Confederates of Lee Davis, trying to get on the board. They had a runner stranded at 3rd in the 1st inning, one at 2nd in the 2nd. The St. George solo shot is the difference right now. Swing and a miss. Strike one to Taylor, who walked her last time up. Stole second and was stranded. St. George ready, cooks the 0-1 delivery. That misses low under the knees and 1-1. Again, back live here on RVA Sports Network, Tuesday night, 6 Eastern. Baseball, Cosby, number 9, James River. On the Game of the Week, Tuesday edition. High heat, swing and a miss. Taylor's down 1-2. Hudson is on deck. Pitch misses a bit low, and we go even at 2-2. Number 6, Hanover Girls Soccer just defeated Patrick Henry 2-0 at home. Those two teams have to make up a match that was rained out, and they'll do that Monday night. Next pitch, strike 3 called. And 8 Ks for St. George with 1 out here in the 5th. And Hudson to the plate. To EB. Looper just behind second. Barrett has time and grabs it while she touches second base. It just happened to happen that way, and there are 2 out. 5th inning. And we're going to get a pinch hitter, and this is Jesse Gentry, who will come in to hit with 2 out here in the top of the 5th. In for Caroline Grubbs in the batting order here. Usual staple in the starting lineup. So not sure if she may be dealing with a physical issue or if it was just a hunch on Coach Davis's part to not have her in the starting lineup tonight. First pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 0-1 to Gentry. Top 5, 1-0 Atlee. The 0-1. Make it strike 2. About that one. And St. George working quickly in this 5th inning, looking for strikeout number 9. High. Goes off the top of Bohannon's glove and hits the backstop in front of us, and it's 1-2. Wagner on deck should the inning continue. One-two pitch, swing and a miss, and make it 9. St. George with 2 more K in the 5th, 9 on the night. We go here at Atlee High School, and it's still 1-0 Raiders. Back in 60 live on the RVA Sports Network.
And rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Hi, this is Marnie Kruscari, branch manager at EVB in Ashland. Please stop by and ask me about our Casasa accounts or visit us at bankevb.com. Member FDIC.
Don't miss the $1 million markdown event now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland. Sheehy is giving away $1 million in discounts. Sheehy Ford of Ashland, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Mid-Atlantic, with thousands of new Fords available, plus thousands of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Start your search anytime online at SheehyFordAshland.com. Don't miss the $1 million markdown event going on right now at Sheehy Ford of Ashland, Route 1 just south of Ashland, and online at SheehyFordAshland.com.
All right, fans, bottom 5 here on the Game of the Week. Atlee 1, Lee Davis 0, Raiders to bat. And it'll be Hooper, Bernardini, Warren scheduled in this 5th inning. First pitch from Scott. Popped up, second base. Alvis called off. Guess flying in from right field. Sidney will make the grab One pitch, one out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Victoria Bernardini. Scott's ready in the first pitch. Slap foul to the screen near the Lee Davis dugout, and the count's 0-1. Man, 10 minutes, it feels like 10 minutes ago, the sun was blazing and it was complete daylight and the lights weren't even on, and now we're almost in darkness. That was a quick sunset tonight, or I'm just really focused on the action here in front of us. 0-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 to Bernardini. Scott looking for what I believe would be her third K of the night. 0-2 pitch. Tapper just foul at the plate, and Victoria stays alive. Only one pitch tonight that Scott would like to have back, and that's the one St. George bombed over the left field fence at the scoreboard. And that's the lone run of the night. That happened in the bottom of the second. Next pitch inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bernardini, the left-handed hitter, is ready. Scott fires down the third base line and just foul. Goes over Wagner's head about 10 feet past the base, but when it landed, it was to the left and out of play. 2 here with 1 out in the bottom of the fifth. Scott ready, fires low. 2-2. Hudson, who had a very busy fourth inning at first base defensively, up a bit. Wagner up a bit from third as well. 2-2 pitch, just foul off of her leg. And let's try it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Victoria's ready. The pitch, low, 3-2. And Bernardini has turned this into a very nice at-bat. With Kelly Warren patiently waiting in the on-deck circle. 3-2. Foul, and it's going to go just out of play, hitting the top of the Lee Davis dugout, and we'll go 3-2 one more time. 1-0 Atlee. Bottom of the fifth inning. Here on the game of the week. Glad you're with us here live on the RVA Sports Network. 3-2 one more time. Tapper foul at the plate. Victoria stays alive at 3-2. Scott smiles as she catches the return from Hawker. Turns around and gets ready to deal again. Number 9 hitter, scrappy in this at-bat. Next pitch, tap towards Scott. She grabs it. The throw to first, high, but Hudson's able to get down with it, get that foot on the bag just before Bernardini arrives for the second out of the inning. So with 2 out, nobody on, top of the order, Kelly Warren, who is 0 for 2 tonight. And the infield up as usual. First pitch, looks to bunt, and we get a called strike. The count at 0-1. Scott's ready. 0-1 pitch. Misses high and inside, even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Two down here in the fifth. Scott ready, fires, looks for the bunt, gets it down. Hawker grabs it, throw to first, not in time. And the bunt single right in front of the plate. Hawker did everything right, just could not get it down there in time to retire the speedy Kelly Warren, and she's at first with 2 out, and that brings up Jordan Durbin. You know Warren will get the green light from Coach McIntyre even with 2 out. First pitch inside, 1-0 the count on Durbin. And should Durbin get aboard, Casey Barrett patiently awaits. Raiders with a shot here to up the lead. Currently a scant 1-0. Pitch. Down the middle for strike one. At the letters. And we're even at 1-1 to Durbin. So far, Warren has held on to first base. Scott ready, the 1-1. Runner going. Throw to second, not in time. Good throw by Hawker, but Warren is just so dang fast. And now she's in scoring position for Durbin with 2 down. Looking to see the count. It is 2-1. That last pitch was a ball that Warren stole on. She's at second. Durbin ready, the 2-1 pitch inside and make it 3-1. And now Scott in a little bit of trouble here with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Warren behind her at second. Durbin can gap it without a problem. 3-1. Misses ball 4. Durbin aboard with a 2-out walk. And Casey Barrett to the plate. Logan Hawker, the catcher, smartly calls the infield in to have a discussion with Scott about whatever they decide they need to do with the dangerous Casey Barrett in the box. Here with 2 down and now 2 on. Looked like this was going to be a pretty simple 5th inning for a while, and now the Raiders with 2 down, looking to up that 1-0 lead. Barrett at the plate. Warren at second. Durbin at first. 2 out here in the 5th, a 1-0 game. Raiders trying to add to the lead. First pitch from Scott. 1-0 the count. St. George on deck. Would love some breathing room in the circle for the final 2 frames. She the reason why it's 1-0. The 1-0. Held her swing. 2-0. Pitch low. 2-0 to Barrett. I suspect Scott and Hawk are going to be very careful as to where they position anything for Casey. The 2-0 pitch. High and outside, 3-0. Reminds me of the respect that Lee Davis also gave Grayson Radcliffe of Patrick Henry in their game just before spring break, that thrilling game that Lee Davis won on a play at the plate. We're at it again next Friday night at Patrick Henry. Your schedule may say it's at Lee Davis, but they had to move the first game over to Lee Davis due to field conditions at PH. So it's going to be at Patrick Henry next Friday night. 3-0 pitch. Gets the outside corner for strike one. Warren at second, Durbin at first. 2 aboard with 2 out. The 3-1. Pop foul back behind us, and we'll go full at 3-2. Runners will be going. Barrett, very methodical. Now into the box. 3-2 pitch. Got her! On the inside corner. And Lee Davis keeps it a 1-0 game after 5. A huge strikeout for Kaylee Scott to leave 2 Raiders on base. All of it happened with 2 out. So we'll go to the 6th. And it's 1-0. Raiders. Take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. 6th inning to come. Game of the week rolls on a beautiful Friday night here on the RVA Sports Network. That's about as clutch of a pitch as Kaylee Scott may throw this year. Keeping the game a 1-run game. Stranding Warren, who at second base, 2 pitch with 2 out. Kelly Warren is as good as at third because she's going to go on the pitch, and she's so fast that anything in play that's not handled or in safely, and she scores. But Scott gets the strikeout of Barrett, and we go to the top of the 6th. Lee Davis still looking to get on the board, down 1-0. First pitch popped up, George on the bunt attempt, and Haley Wagner is retired for the first out of the inning. Herself aboard, but popped it right up, and St. George only had to come a couple of steps up. Wagner to the top of the order, and Heather Childress, who has the lone Lee Davis hit of the night. And that's a leadoff single back to start the night in the top of the 1st inning. First pitch outside for ball 1. St. George is ready. Next pitch. Misses high and outside, and it's 2-0 to Childress. Ella Alvis on deck with 1 out here in the 6th. Raiders 1, Confederates 0. The 2-0. Foul out of play behind the Atlee faithful, and the count now at 2-1. In case you're just joining us, the difference tonight, 1 swing of the bat from Peyton St. George, launching a solo shot over the left field fence to lead off the bottom of the 2nd inning. Next pitch, check swing, she went, and we're even at 2-2. Lee Davis has had a couple of runners in scoring position, especially early in the game, 1 at 3rd in the 1st, 1 at 2nd in the 2nd. Couldn't get them in. Atlee just stranded 2 in the 5th. 2-2 pitch. Misses outside, and we go full at 3-2. St. George's bread and butter trying to nip that outside corner and didn't quite do it. And Childress will live for another try. And we go full at 3-2. St. George is ready. The pitch. Got her. At the knees and across the plate, and it's a double-digit night in strikeouts for Peyton St. George. Make it 10. 2 out here in the 6th for Ella Alvis. See if she can get a 2-out rally going. Tap her towards short. Barrett throw gets behind Davis. It's a low throw, a 1-hopper. And Casey, I think, maybe just rushed that because she got it behind the circle just in front of second in plenty of time. But rushes the throw. It goes in the dirt. Davis can't handle it in the air. Will put Alvis aboard with 2 out for Sydney Guess. First pitch to Sydney. Swing and a miss. Strike one. She went for that outside corner. And the count 0-1, and we're going to get a timeout. Coach Davis wants to talk to Sydney. After that pitch, and that swing, I can see why. And she's got her hand on Sydney's helmet and just calm down, look for your pitch, take advantage of the opportunity. Logan Hawker will bat if Guess is successful and the inning continues. 0-1 the count. Top of the sixth, 2 down. Runner at first is Alvis. 1-0 Raiders. The pitch, high. 1-1. We are going to, we have a time call by Coach Davis. She wants to talk to the home plate umpire. We're going to look back 10 years from now at this part of softball in Hanover County the last half dozen years as being the golden age of softball. Lee Davis won the state title in 2011. 2012, Patrick Henry lost the state championship in extra innings to Cosby back in the old Group AAA format. 2014, PH made the state semis. Patrick Henry and Atlee both make the 5A state semis. Atlee wins that showdown and then beats Hickory for the state title. And then almost carbon copy a year ago with Atlee and Lee Davis meeting in the semis. Atlee gets the win. They beat Hickory to repeat as 5A state champions. And now here in 2017, we could either see Atlee, Lee Davis, Patrick Henry, or a combination thereof again in June in Fairfax. Not sure what the discussion was about there, but it's complete. The 1-1 pitch, foul, out of the play, 1-2. Davis talked to the home plate umpire. A home plate umpire gathered the other two. They talked for a moment, and the conversation was over. So their secret is safe with them. 1-2 the count with 2 out. Alvis at first. The pitch. Outside, 2-2. Stolen base for Ella Alvis. So Alvis in scoring position now. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Sydney Guess. And perhaps Lee Davis with their best scoring opportunity since Childress was at third with 2 out back in the first. 2-2. St. George delivers. Misses the outside corner. We go full at 3-2. St. George smiles and retreats back to the rosin bag. Guess steps in. Runner will be going. The 3-2 pitch from St. George. Got her on the corner. And Lee Davis strands another. And the Raiders hold on to the 1-0 lead. 11 now for St. George. And another runner stranded in scoring position. Raiders. 5.5 complete here live on the Game of the Week on the RVA Sports Network.
Your home should be a unique reflection of your lifestyle. RCI Builder's customer-oriented building process offers a wide variety of options for customization while remaining affordable. First-time homeowners starting out, retirees interested in age-restricted communities, and even those interested in a one-of-a-kind custom home all trust RCI Builders to make their dream home a reality. Contact RCI to learn how you can save up to $30,000 on move-in ready homes in our most sought-after communities. Call 249-2818.
Where do more Richmonders get their high school sports news on Twitter? Who provides up to 75 live high school sports broadcasts all year long? Only the RVA Sports Network. On Twitter at the RVA Sportsnet. Follow local teams on Hanover Sports, Henrico Sports, and Chesterfield Sports. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to hear 9 different sports broadcast live all year long. It's only found on the RVA Sports Network. Online 24/7 at rvasportsnetwork.com.
Well, fans, so we knew this would probably be a very good game, and it has lived up and lived to its advertised billing, as it always does. 1-0, bottom of the 6th. And the first pitch, George is outside for ball 1. St. George was in this exact same position back in the second inning and hit the homer to left. That is the difference right now. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Got her to bite it outside, and we're even at 1-1. St. George, Bohannon, O'Flaherty. Here scheduled in the 6th inning. 1-1, swinging. Had a pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-2, and St. George can't believe she did it. And even her coach is kind of laughing. Peyton drops her bat. She's like, did I really just do that? Scott's ready. The 1-2 pitch outside, and it's 2-2. A lot of pressure when it's Atlee or Lee Davis week at the other school. 2-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it. Hits Hawker in the mask, and we're at 2-2 still. So it's nice that you can have a little laugh at the expense of yourself in the middle of the tense situation that we have right now in the bottom of the 6th inning. Scott's ready, the 2-2. Outside, 3-2 to St. George. Scott doesn't want to lose the leadoff hitter. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got her by pulling the string. 1 out here in the 6th. That was a beauty. Kaylee Scott with 2 consecutive strikeouts, 1 to end the 5th, 1 to start the 6th on the 3rd and 4th hitters in the order, the senior leaders. Barrett with 2 aboard, and now St. George to start this inning. First pitch to Bohannon, line down the right field line, but foul. And Guess will retrieve it, and the count is 0-1. Yes, from the Times-Dispatch in the house tonight. He firmly believes the roof here at Atlee is in the press box is lowering like at about an inch a year. 0-1 pitch, misses high, 1-1. So make sure you check out Brad's account of tonight's game tomorrow in the Times-Dispatch and online at Times-Dispatch, well, actually at richmond.com. Scott ready, the 1-1. Misses outside and high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Scott down 2-0, takes a moment, gets her thoughts, pitch, gets the inside corner for strike 1. So the count 2 balls, and to check that, 2 strikes. 2 strikes. On Bohannon. O'Flaherty on deck. Next pitch, got away from her, tried to pull the string, it stayed high, and we're even to make that full at 3-2. Again, fans, if these teams are going to see each other a 3rd time, it would have to be in Fairfax at the 5A state tournament. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Make it 3 consecutive strikeouts for Kaylee Scott dating back to the end of the last inning. 2 out, nobody on for Aaron O'Flaherty. And Scott, her best pitching of the night coming here in the latter innings. What a comeback. First pitch to Aaron, misses the corner. No, it doesn't. He got it. 0-1. Call took a second. And it's 0-1. He had Warren that bunted on. Durbin that walked. Next pitch fouled back to the screen. 0-2 quickly to O'Flaherty. Then Scott had a 3-1 count at one time. A little bit of trouble and gets out of it with that huge strikeout to Barrett. And now the 0-2. Sets up outside, misses. 1-2 O'Flaherty. Nice patience there not to chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, bottom 6. 1-0. Number 1 leads number 2. Scott delivers. Got the inside corner for strike 3. And Kaylee Scott is on fire. Sixth inning complete. Raiders down in order to the seventh. And one last opportunity for number 2, Lee Davis. 1-0 on the game of the week. No surprise there. So Kaylee Scott strikes out the side in the 6th. And Lee Davis with one last chance here in the 7th. St. George tonight with 11 Ks and the home run that currently is holding up in this 1-0 game. Now, pretty good part of the lineup for Lee Davis. Logan Hawker leads things off. And, of course, Logan is capable of tying this game with one swing of the bat. And you know that Peyton St. George is keenly Here we go, fans. Top of the 7th. Glad you're with us live and exclusively on the RVA Sports Network on a perfect Friday night in Hanover County. First pitch. Misses outside for ball 1. Hawker. Steps back into the batter's box. St. George fires, fouled back out of play. Dugout, and we're even at 1-1 as the sliver of a moon has risen right where the sun was setting earlier this evening. And the count's even at 1-1 to the leadoff hitter, Logan Hawker. St. George is ready, fires way high. That one got away from her like one got away from Scott a moment ago, and it's 2-1. There are butterflies flying in every stomach represented on this softball field. These teams want this win desperately. Pitch line towards center, going for it. Warren, and on her knees, she'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. Hawker got a hold of it. It was a good line drive, but again, the speed of Kelly Warren, the difference. And she's able to slide in, and it's the first out of the 7th inning. One out, nobody on for Bareford. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. St. George trying to get the shutout, but more importantly, the victory. Next pitch, foul, out of play. And quickly, it's no balls and 2 strikes to Katie Bareford, tonight's designated player. Lauren Taylor is on deck. The 0-2 misses outside. Katie thought about it, thought the better of it, and she stays alive at 1-2. Atlee 10-1. Lee Davis 8-1. And now the 1-2 pitch. Tapped, just foul, down the first base line. It hits the top of Bareford's bat. She barely stays alive at 1-2. Taylor on deck. Confederates trying to find any way possible to get one across at least. The pitch in the dirt. And we'll be even at 2-2. Again, weather permitting Monday night, number 1 Atlee has to go to number 4 Glen Allen. That's a 6 p.m. start. Live Twitter coverage from RVA Sports Network on Hanover Sports and Henrico Sports Monday night, 6 p.m. The 2-2 pitch. Popped it up. Who's calling for it? St. George does. And then it drops. And Bareford is safe at first. St. George was hesitant to call the play then thought she better get to it, and by the time she thought that and looked up, she couldn't get to it, and it fell behind her, beside her, and Rachel Davis coming in from first. Bareford is aboard, and what can best be described as a high-towering infield single, as it was a mental error, but it's not an error on the board if it's a mental error, so that will go as the second hit of the night for Lee Davis. Lauren Taylor to the plate. Lauren has walked tonight. She was stranded at second earlier tonight. We have a courtesy runner for Bareford. The first pitch, high for ball one. Next pitch, way outside and high, and it's going to go to the backstop. Base. Goes the courtesy runner, Atlee. And Coach McIntyre is going to call timeout and come have a discussion with St. George and the infield, and I don't blame him. Very quick update on Twitter. There know what's going on. McIntyre has completed his conversation. And the tension level, as if it couldn't get any higher, goes up a notch. The 2-0 pitch. Misses outside, 3-0 to Taylor. E.B. Hudson is on deck with one out. 3-0. Gets the outside corner for strike one, and you knew Taylor was taken all the way there, and she'll probably take again. Three and one. St. George, the pitch, right down the pike for strike two. We are full, 3-2, with Sierra Talley at second base. One out here in the seventh, tying run at second. 3-2 pitch, missed, ball four. St. George not happy with that call. And the runners are at first and second for E.B. Hudson. E.B. Hudson, the first baseman, with a big opportunity here. First pitch, high, ball one. The 1-0 pitch, lined into right field. It will drop in for a hit. O'Flaherty throwing, gets it to the plate. Now a runner is stranded at second, and they're not going to try a throw because they would rather keep the bases loaded and not allow the lead runner Talley to try to sneak in. So single to right field for E.B. Hudson. And the bases are loaded. 1-0, top of the seventh. One out. Gentry will re-enter as a pinch hitter with the bases loaded and one away here in the seventh. Home plate umpire going to clear off the plate, and I don't blame him. I would too at this particular point. Oh, fans, it's a state championship atmosphere here at Atlee High School. First pitch to Gentry, outside for ball one. There's nowhere to put her. A walk ties the game. Tally at third, Taylor at second, Hudson at first. The 1-0, swing and a miss, strike one. 1-1 with one out here in the seventh. Live on the RVA Sports Network High School Game of the Week. Doesn't get much better than this. St. George is ready. The 1-1 pitch. Pop foul, back behind us, and it's 1-2. 2 strikes on Gentry, 1 out, bases jammed. Haley Wagner, the number 9 hitter in the lineup, is on deck. St. George would love strikeout number 12. The pitch, got it. Struck her out. That's an even dozen, and we have 2 out here in the seventh. So it's up to Haley Wagner with 2 out. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. The bases loaded. Lee Davis down 1-0. Oh, what a game of the week we've had here. And no surprise whatsoever. Wagner ready. St. George fires. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Lee Davis 1 strike away from their second loss of the year. Both of them would be to these Raiders. Raiders trying to go to 11-1, erasing the memory of that one loss, that 1-0 loss to War Hill here in 9 innings last week. That surprised a lot of people. But War Hill will have a few things to say about 4A this year. 0-2 on Wagner. Can St. George make it 13 and win the game here? The pitch. Fouled just back to the screen. Still 0-2. Wagner stays alive. She can just punch one into the outfield. Tally would get in, and it'd be a brand new ball game. St. George gets one by her. It's over. 0-2, bases loaded. The pitch. Tapper back to St. George. The throw to first, and the Atlee Raiders survive. 1-0, your final. Number 1 holds on in another classic against their arch rivals, and number 2. Wow, fans, what a night. The night starts with Lee Davis getting a runner to third and stranding Heather Childress. The evening ends with the bases loaded. And Lee Davis falls to 8-2. Let's move to 11-1. Lee Davis next travels to Varina on Tuesday night. The Raiders have a quick weekend turnaround, and they've got to go face Julia Fritz, Cammie Brummett, and the Glen Allen Jaguars at Glen Allen Monday night at 6. And again, we'll be there live on Twitter at both Hanover Sports and Henrico Sports. Wow. We totally expected a good game. And as usual, these two provide us an absolute classic. Raiders victorious tonight. 1-0 is the final score here on the Game of the Week. Join us again, if you would please, Tuesday night. Next Game of the Week broadcast is Top 10 Baseball and another big rivalry. It's Cosby going to number 9, James River. And you know, Cosby may be ranked in our new Top 10 come Sunday night. We'll find out. That's coming up Tuesday night, 6 Eastern, exclusively here on RVA Sports Network on our YouTube channel. Our thanks to Ryan Malloy, Athletic Director here at Atlee, for his hospitality and allowing us to bring you our game tonight. Tonight's Game of the Week, an exclusive presentation of the RVA Sports Network and solely intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use without the express written consent of HCS Media, LLC is prohibited. Thanks, everybody, for being with us. Rob Witham saying we'll talk to you again Monday morning on AM RVA, our morning mini podcast that drops at 6 a.m. And back again for Game of the Week Tuesday action. Cosby and James River Baseball Tuesday at 6. Until then, good night, everybody.